a viewer, a follower, sent me a comment that I will address here. I thought it's important to address this in a dedicated video. First of all, welcome to Storytime Slots, ladies and gentlemen. Sure, the slot play is fun, the bonuses, the jackpots, but there's this side of gambling and slots and casinos that I like to talk about, and I feel like it's important to talk about it because a lot of my viewers, they ask me questions about the addiction, about that side of gambling. So let's address this comment right here by Carmen. Carmen, thank you very much for sending this comment. You sent it today, or maybe it was yesterday, from Carmen G 3708, and I'm gonna address this. I answered your comment, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there that want to hear this. They need to hear this, and they're going through the same things that we all go through as gamblers, as slot players. Like I said, it's fun to win, man, but when you lose, it could be the hardest thing in the world. So I feel like we need to address this. We need to talk about this. So here's a comment from Carmen. Okay, I'm going to read it. When you talked about not being able to work without thinking about slots and orbs, and also not enjoying family or doing things with family, you said you have been there and done that. How were you able to turn it around so it's not in your head 24/7 and still be able to play, but once you leave the casino, you live a normal life? This comment was left in my episode 16 walk and talk, where I talked about, some people, they think about gambling outside of the casino. That's all they think about. They can't get over it. They're sitting in there in front of their desk thinking about the slot machine, can't get any work done, can't function with family, and it's affecting their family life. It's affecting their social life. It's affecting their work. And how, yes, I've been there and done that, and I was able to correct that side of what I was going through. A similar situation here that Carmen is asking about. She's asking about how I was able to deal with it. I would love that for me, but when I'm going to the casino, that's all I think about. And as soon as I'm back home, I want to go back as soon as possible. She wants to go back to the casino as soon as she gets home. Sounds like addiction is kicking in here. As soon as possible. I am addicted, I know. Because she says, I know. It became an escape gambler when my husband died. Sorry for your loss, Carmen. It's hard losing a loved one like that. I'm trying to stay away from gambling, but I miss it so much. I loved it. I just don't know. I just don't love how I cannot stop playing until I am at $0. I won $4,000 and lost it in the same night playing the low limit slots. Anyways, I would love to know how you are now able to gamble responsibly and in moderation, and is that even possible for an addicted gambler? Am I addicted gambler, Carmen? Yes. Am I gambling responsibly? Yes, it is possible. It's very possible. So let's start with your first question. How I was able to go from that guy that, came home from the casino. That's all that he thought of in his sleep, going to sleep. You lay your head in the pillow and all you can think about is orbs. You daydream about the big minors. You daydream about the majors. You daydream about how you could pull ahead of this thing, how you could win thousands of dollars, the influence of the YouTube channels, the things you see on YouTube. First of all, I was that guy. Yes. I'm a totally different guy now. Okay. I am living with gambling addiction, but I am able to curb and live a functional life outside of the casino as well. And mind you, now I run a gambling channel too, so even harder to cope with, right? But I am doing it. First and foremost, guys, if slot influencing videos is affecting you, I just want to say again, okay? A lot of those videos that you see thousands of dollars hit, they always win. Some channels, they only post big winners, and you wonder to yourself, how come when I go there, I cannot repeat that same success? I end up losing every single time. Yet I'm watching these channels and all they do is win. I'm watching this channel and they're happy and I'm not. How come they're happy and I'm not? What, my money is not green? I'm not playing the right games? What's going on? I'm playing the same slot machines, but yet I end up losing and these slot channels always win. I said this in the past, I'll say it again. YouTube videos that you see, it's very easy to edit. Okay, I'm not saying they play fake, no, but it's very easy to select winning videos, guys. YouTube slot channels, a lot of them are sensationalized. The check hoisting, the celebrations, you know what I'm talking about. It's marketing, it's advertising. More wins, bigger wins, majors, minors, grands. It's more marketable. More clicks equals more revenue dollars. And the world revolves around advertising. This is all what the space is, guys. It's the advertising dollar. Okay, and everybody's fighting for it. The advertising dollar feeds straight to the machine that translates into bigger spins, bigger sensationalized videos, $100 a spin, $200 a spin. Guys, let me just tell you one thing. There's nobody in this world, if you're working a 9-to-5 job, making an average salary, okay, let's say you're making an above average salary. Let's say you're making $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year in your job. There's no way you'll be able to sustain $100 spins, let alone $50 a spin, going to the casino once a week. There's no way you'll survive that. Even making good money, even making $500,000 a year on your job. I challenge anybody that has a slot channel that doesn't get ad revenue, that doesn't make money from advertising and a lot of money on views on YouTube. I challenge them to make those same $100 spins and see if they last. They won't be able to. That's how come they can make these videos. That's how come they're hitting the bonuses. They're selecting the winning videos. So put that aside, Carmen. Put what you see and everybody that I'm talking to in this video aside, because that does not count. That's a movie, okay? That's for entertainment, because the ad dollars is what's, generating these big plays and these big wins. It's a business after all. And nothing against it. I'm all for capitalism. I'm all for that. Actually, if anybody wants to sponsor Storytime Slots, my email's in the description. It's business, guys. That's how we can generate bigger spins, because with our paycheck, we won't be able to last. So how was I able to curb those feelings? I would lay my head on the pillow at night thinking about the major, thinking about the grands, and it just would knock me out. The days that I wasn't going to the casino. I've done some stupid things, guys. I've woken up, I said, today's a day. I've withdrew a lot of money. I've went to the casinos. I've gambled it all away, lost a lot of money. For a guy that's working, like I said, you can't sustain those kind of losses, those kind of plays, if you go there on a frequent basis. Now, if you're a vacation gambler, like I said, you go there every 6 months or once every year to Vegas. Sure, you can go blow your money, have fun, and then repeat it next year. But if you're like a frequent visitor to a casino and this is your pastime, this is your hobby, you go there once a week, even twice a week, or once or twice a month, you're going to take some losses and you're going to lose a lot of paychecks. So the first thing I did, Carmen, was take some time off from that destructive gambling. Okay, from going there and losing thousands every visit. I took some time off. I let my brain heal. Luckily for me, Carmen, I'm into a lot of things, not only gambling. Okay, I'm into, you know what I'm into, music. I'm into movies. I'm into collecting DVDs, Blu-rays. I'm into the photography, the videography. I collect old cameras, lenses. I'm into wildlife photography. I'm into a lot of creative arts, music, like I said, drumming, the music business. I'm into that. So I can kind of like, fall back on those hobbies very easily. And I did that. First thing I did, Carmen, was take some time off. And fell back on those things that I actually enjoy doing that doesn't cost me a lot of money to have fun with. Traveling was another one. Yeah, I spent money, but I actually reset my brain. I hit the hard reset. I fell back on hobbies that I love. So try that. Take some time off. Go somewhere where there's no gambling. Go somewhere where there's no casinos. You want to stay away from that trigger and ignore all the advertisements. You see a commercial come on your TV set, change the channel. You don't want to focus on these promotions. You want to ignore, you want to delete the casino app. You don't want to see what they're giving you. Ignore that for some time. Who cares if they give you $200-$300 in free play just to entice you back because you lost that $4,000 like you said? They do that. It's marketing. Ignore that. Delete the app right away. Don't look at what's coming to you. This is a time for you to heal. This is a time for you to take a step back and do something else for some period of time. I took 6 months off. 6 months. It's kind of like a diet, guys. When you start a diet and you want to lose some weight, you're not going to go in and frequent fast food restaurants. You're not going to walk through the food court in the mall. You're going to go shopping. You're going to buy greens. You're going to buy meats. You're going to cook at home. You're going to eat clean. And you're going to start walking. I know in the beginning you don't want to. You don't want to because it's uncomfortable, because it's not fun for you, because you want to go eat that cheeseburger. You want to go eat that pastrami sandwich with that bread and the mustard. And you want to go eat that fatty, good, feeling good food, the In-N-Outs with the bread and the fries and chili cheese fries and the burritos and because that is easy. That is comfort because your body is not used to it. Same thing with gambling. See, you're changing your body because you need to change your diet. And it's hard in the beginning, the first 2 weeks. So in gambling, it's the same thing. You want to reset your brain. You want to reset your hobbies, your activities. You want to replace that activity with something else. Especially now that, you lost a loved one and you have a lot of time maybe to fill in that void. It's hard for you to do something else, but take a good 6 months off. Reset your brain. Forget about the high limit, $4,000 you lost, $10,000 you lost. Forget about that. Let that be in the past. Understand your past and what you've been through. Okay. So find a hobby, take some time off, let your senses and your dopamine and everything in your brain reset to normal levels. Again, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun in the beginning. But once your body and your brain gets used to not being in that environment, not thinking of it, you're going to stop thinking about it. It's not for you. Now, one thing that I used in the process was as soon as in that time that I started taking time off from the casino because of the destructive gambling, I got triggers the first week, the 2 weeks, Even though I was doing other things, I still thought about the dragon links and the orbs and all that. Right away, I would think about that walk of shame. Right away, I would think about that losing session, how that made me felt. And all those thoughts went away. The thinking of jackpots and the bonuses started turning into the disgust, the anger, not wanting to be there. Because remember, guys, When you take a big hit and when you're out of there and when you say I quit, when you say I'm done, when you're pissed off, when you take the walk of shame out of the casino, you hate that place. You hate everybody in it. You hate the casino. You hate what they did to you. You hate the machine. Just thinking about the bells and whistles makes you want to throw up. So what you need to do is bring back those feelings when you get those triggers. So think about the walk of shame. Think about how you never want to walk that shame again. And those triggers will disappear. It's kind of like a really cold day and you're really shivering and someone tells you to think about a 110-degree day and how cool this feels. Same thing. You got to trick your senses. You got to trick your brain. That's how I did it. Anytime I would have these triggers and wanting to think about going there and dumping thousands, I thought about the walk of shame. I thought about how that made me feel walking out of there, losing everything. So those are the steps that I took, Carmen. And not just Carmen, everybody that's going through this. This is real, guys. This is real talk. Again, we love watching these videos. You watch my April challenge, and it feels good for me to do this now. But then there's this other side of gambling that's destructive that Carmen is going through. You got to replace that moment. You got to replace those activities with something else. And then always remember, if you need to put up notes in your wall, if you need to put up a screensaver on your phone, gambling, walk of shame, whatever, do it. Remind you that, hey, I need to take a step back here. Now, the other question you had, how did I do it? Well, that's exactly how I did it, And then after 6 months, when I felt like, hey, I look at gambling a little differently now. I kind of want to go there and have fun with it. Number one, the first thing I did was not go there as often. Okay, started getting back into it, but I started thinking, hey, I don't want to take 2,000, 3,000, what I used to take. I want to take 500. I don't want to bet $10 a spin. I don't want to bet $25 a spin anymore. And this is, mind you, this is as a gambler, not a content creator. Okay? As a gambler, before I started recording, but when I was gambling, I don't want to make those $10, $25 spins. I want to do $2.50, $1, accordance to my bankroll, because I'm not that guy that takes 2,000, 3,000 anymore. Remember that. You're not that lady. You're not that person anymore after the 6-month rehab, right? Self-rehab, I like to call it. So lower your bankroll, cut down your visits. Don't chase the perks. Don't chase the free plays, because that will get you back into where you were. Now, if you feel like you can do without gambling, and you've taken 6 months off and you really don't want to get into it because, hey, it's a never-ending cycle. It's gonna really pull you back into where you were 6 months ago. Then I don't see anything wrong with you just watching somebody else play on YouTube. Don't go to the casinos. Now you are in doing other things, cooking, whatever, family activities. You are healed. And if you feel like if you get back into it, it's going to, those small bets, those small bankrolls doesn't help you, and you're scared that it's going to lead back into the same pit, then I suggest just don't go at all. Watch YouTube, get your fix on YouTube, and that's it. Continue your hobbies, continue this and that. So I started going and playing for fun, for entertainment. I forgot about those jackpots. I forgot about those chasing the grands. I always joke saying, I'm going to hit that grand. But the reality is, if it happens, it happens. I'm not chasing it anymore, guys. I'm just going there for fun. I'm taking a limited budget. I'm having fun with it. Okay? That's what I did. And it worked. It worked. My brain is not thinking about, I want to hit that big one. Again, I joke on video, but I know the reality. I don't make that a reality. I make that some pipe dream down the future if it happens. And that curbs my wanting to be destructive. That curbs me wanting to take more money out and try it. Because, guys, I know the bigger you bet, the more chances you have of getting higher hand pays. But then how much money did that take you to achieve? You see what I'm saying? And then this year, the tax laws, it's a little different now. So all that stuff is helping me to curb my destructive gambling. I'm still doing it for fun, but I know that once I go there and create content, free play, whatever, I need to make 4 videos, 5 videos. When I exit there, it's done. I'm not even thinking about it. Yeah, I'm editing the videos, I'm posting, but I know my time off. I know my time to work. I know my time for family. You see, I am separating that life from my real everyday to day life. You need to separate that activity. Don't make it, don't make it part of your everyday life. Frequent it once in a while, but treat it as just a movie. Treat it as entertainment. You go watch a movie, you're not really there. You're just in front of the movie screen. You're not at the, in front of Godzilla or whatever you're watching. You're watching it. You're treating it as entertainment. You're watching somebody do something heinous in a movie. You're not doing something heinous. You're watching it. You're treating it as entertainment. Treat gambling the same way. Now, the last part of your comment, I know you treat it as an escape, but treat something else as an escape. Treat something else as an escape. If you need to lose a few pounds, take on a diet. I know I need to get back into it. I always say it, and I am. That's going to really distract you from gambling. Now, you mentioned that you were $4,000 up and you lost everything betting low limit gambling, playing low limit. Number one, and I'm going to address this. Number one, we really need to take some home. When we realize you were up $4,000, Carmen, and you didn't leave. You continued to play low limit machines. What I would have done, and don't beat yourself up too much, because I'm the same way sometimes. I get out of control. Sometimes I think that, why am I sitting in this machine and chasing something so small? I could be taking a fraction of what I'm up to a higher limit game, going for gold, going for the fences. Why am I still betting $5 a spin? I'm going to go take that to high limit, bet $25 a spin, and see if I could hit something bigger. And that's only when I'm up. And that's only with a fraction of what I'm up. For example, you're up 4,000. You continue to play all night, like you said in this comment, and you lost it through betting low limit. What I would have done in this situation is you're up 4,000. First of all, know that you're up 4,000. Pause, stop, get a coffee. Okay, I'm up 4,000, right? What do I do now? Okay, I want to leave with some. Take $3,000, put it in your pocket that you're up. You're not touching that for no reason at all. I don't care if they come and threaten you somehow. You're not touching that money, okay? But with that 1,000, you want to continue to have fun. You want to continue to gamble. And part of it is maybe greed. You want to win more. That's why you're still there. Well, if it's greed and you want to win more, with that 1,000, instead of playing low limit all night, take that 1,000 to the high limit room and bet $25 a spin. Why? Because you have a chance of hitting something even bigger. And once that $1,000 is up, remember, you're using the fraction of the 1,000. You're using the fraction of the 4,000 to maybe achieve this. Now you're in play for a bigger grand. Let's say lightning strikes and all the stars align for you. Instead of hitting a $10,000 grand, you might hit an $80,000 grand. So I would take that 1,000 to the high limit. Boom, $25 a spin. Whatever happens, happens. And then if you hit something big, take a fraction of that win, rinse and repeat. That's what I would do. I wouldn't waste my time in the low limit. I wouldn't, because you know what? First of all, I would go shopping with that money. I'd rather be outside of the casino, not gambling all night until it's all gone. So that's what I would do. And again, don't beat yourself up, because we always kick ourselves. Every single one of us does this. Every single one of us wonders why we just continue to sit there. Why am I sitting there? The machine just gave it to me. Why? What am I chasing? Cash out. Fraction of it goes home. Fraction of it goes to the high limit or another different game. And rinse and repeat. That's my answer to your question. And like I said, a normal life is life outside with your family, with your friends, with your relatives, whatever you do outside of the casino. The casino life should be separated with the normal life. You can treat this as entertainment. The number one thing you need to do, Carmen, and everybody that's watching, is lower your expectations. Lower what, and don't chase. Lower what you want and don't chase. Don't chase that grand. If it happens, it happens. How many times we hear the story? I wasn't expecting this, but I hit the grand. It's true, guys. We don't expect to hit it, but we hit it. Those are the moments that we hit the big stuff, when we don't expect it. So don't chase. Lower your expectations. Lower your visits. Try to work on it. Try, if you need to take some time off, find a hobby, do something you used to love doing, collect something, and go from there. Take every day at a time. And the most important thing I will tell you is you're not alone, okay? Your brain and your life is consumed with being at the casino because it makes you feel good. Your brain is consumed with that cheeseburger, somebody that needs to lose weight like me. Your brain is consumed with all that fatty outside food that's bad for you. But we need to take a step back and whatever we want to curb and really work on it. It's going to be hard the first 2 weeks. Like I said, it's not easy, but it's achievable. Look at me. As an example, I used to bet 10, 20, 25. I used to bet $100 a hand in blackjack. I used to be there dumping $3,000, $4,000 a visit. Now, and if you go to the casino and you want to have fun, leave your ATM, checking cards, credit cards at home. I know it's easy to pull more money out. The biggest hurdle that we all need to overcome is when we lose our bankroll, getting up and going home, being okay with losing that bankroll, never digging in. Okay, I lost the 500 I brought. I don't need to go chase it anymore. I don't need my money back. It didn't work out. Tell yourself, it didn't work out. I got unlucky. We'll get them next time. Instead of, I'm going to get my money back. I'm going to withdraw more money. Bonus is coming. What happens? That $500 bankroll turns into a $1,000 loss, turns into a $2,000 loss. It snowballs, and before you know it, you lost everything. You lost your paycheck, you lost your savings, you lost everything. All this could have been avoided because you need to accept the loss, get up. The fun money is over now. Now it's back to work. Now it's back home. I took what I can afford to lose and I lost it, but I'm not digging in anymore. That's the mentality we all need to practice and to live by. That's what I'm doing. When I lose my $1,000, it's over. Great. I made a couple of videos. It didn't work out. My luck wasn't there and it's done. The same concept needs to be applied when you are chasing more money. You put the fraction of it in your pocket. Now you're going for bigger money with that maybe 25% of the win. If it didn't work out with the 25% win, don't dig into that 75% win in your pocket that's ready to go home. We always do it and we kick ourselves at the end. Why couldn't I just leave? I'm such an idiot. Remember those feelings and thoughts so you don't repeat them again. So that's my video for you guys today. That's the mentality that I have. Yes, sometimes I go overboard. Right? But, a lot of times I'm able to curb this. Guys, I'm a fraction gambler like I was in the past. You should have seen me in the past. This is nothing compared to what you see. All right, guys. Thanks for watching Storytime Slots. Like, subscribe, and share if you like content like this. Carmen, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully this video helps out. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about it more and more. And by the way, April 23rd is the premiere of my podcast with Slots Fan. Check it out, guys. It's going to be on Slots Fan YouTube channel. Give me one of these in that podcast. I'll really appreciate it. Comment below. I'll read all your comments. Show me some love, some views. If you really enjoy what I do here, do me a favor. Watch that podcast because it was a great conversation. April 23rd, 4 o'clock. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching Storytime Slots. These topics, these questions are so important and need to be addressed from a slot channel that also plays for fun. Gamble responsibly, like I said, and there is a place for that guy or gal that likes to have fun at casinos, that does it responsibly, that can control themselves, that can show discipline, and be aware of all the moments that you need to get up, either leave, change machines. I'm working on it. I'm not perfect in that. The gambling does kick in with me. But after all, don't kick yourself. We're only human. Anyway, hope this video helped. Like I said, like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you on the next one. All right, guys? Storytime Slots, rock and roll. Have fun with it. See you next time. Bye.